Welcome. Today I will be paraphrasing, summarizing, and sharing for the July 23rd Al-Anon readings, Encouraged to Change, and a little time for myself. We'll begin with the Serenity Prayer and 3 mindful breaths. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. I'll take a moment and look this over. The question is, what can I learn about change today from Al-Anon's history? This talks about how often the fellowship changes, how Al-Anon has never let fear keep it from changing with the way it needs to change. It says many of the things that we take for granted as, quote, part of the program, unquote, such as the suggested welcome, World Service Conference, and conference-approved literature, all came from small changes along the way. Today's reminder, we learn how to move through fear following the model of deliberate and thoughtful change in Al-Anon. And the quote is from Many Voices, One Journey. We can't change without growth. And Al-Anon has made many, many, many changes over time. So what can I learn about change today from Al-Anon's history? Well, it's just inspirational for me because I know that I have such a high regard for Al-Anon, and I see the way from being involved in conferences, like the spring conference, like different, they have, it's been a long time, but I've been to, I think there's a fall conference and a spring conference, and seeing the order and the level of productivity. Here's the thing, like whenever I went to them, it was like an all-day thing, and there was an agenda, and even though we were doing things that were going to impact the program, everything was done so calmly and with such deliberate care. It was great for me to see. And I remember always thinking when I was there that, like, if businesses were run like that, employees would be much happier. But I often think that if the whole world went by Al-Anon, wow. I mean, just imagine that. It's incredible. But Al-Anon definitely helps me to believe that things are manageable, that any change is manageable. And as soon as I'm saying that, I'm thinking of a change that makes me shudder. But then again, I just think I have no choice. But, if that ever happens, or when, because now I'm thinking of like all kinds of different things that definitely, one thing will definitely eventually happen, most likely. And like I just deal with it one day at a time. Yeah, change is a big deal. Change is a big deal. There's also a book that I really love about change. It's called Who Moved My Cheese? I think I have a copy. Hold on. I have 2 copies of this book. It's called Who Moved My Cheese by Spencer Johnson, MD. This is a great book. Specifically about adapting to change and not being fearful of even the idea of change. All right, I'm going to read this. This is about laughing at ourselves. This person who wrote this passage is talking about how they hardly ever smiled before they came to Al-Anon, and then they were, and how things have changed for them, and they recall a time when they shared an extremely difficult chain of events that had occurred, and that they, while explaining what happened, they suddenly saw the humor, and so did the other people in the meeting. And they reflect that it's wonderful to be able to take things a little more lightly and allow some joy and laughter to be part of an otherwise challenging situation. Today's reminder, if we can look at our lives as movies, we might be able to find some laughter in it. And the quote is from Ethel Barrymore. I had a cousin, Ethel. She was a lot of fun. I have no idea where she is now. I hope she's okay. It says, you grow up when you can finally laugh at yourself. Well, then I must be really grown up, because I think I'm hilarious. I just sometimes I'll just stop what I'm doing. I'm not sure why. I'm not sure what triggers it, but I'll just feel the expression on my face, and then like I start laughing because I make the funniest expressions. Like I don't even try to, like I am just, and I say this so lovingly, but I am not cool. I'm sure you already know that. But I know that, and I'm okay with that. But I know some cool people, and I look at them and I'm just like, they're so cool. But it's all right. I wasn't meant to be cool. And in fact, I can be like hilariously. No one else thinks it's funny. Only I think it's funny because like when I say to my partner, that's so funny, he doesn't see the humor at all. But just the way I approach things and the thoughts that I have, and I can't explain it. It just cracks me up. So I guess that's a good thing. I guess it's a good thing that I see the humor in myself. I'm glad. Because like I said, I am hilarious. I don't think I'm hilarious like in like a stand-up comedy way. I just think like I laugh at myself so much. And I would say it's usually in a non-judgmental way. It's just like, I don't know. I want to say it in like a dorky way, but I don't mean it in a bad way. I just mean it in like a vulnerable human being, like, here I am, I'm doing my best, blah, like that kind of way. All right, we'll close out with the serenity prayer and 3 mindful breaths. Here we go. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. Thank you so much for joining me today. I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. Sending you so much love. Take care.